But again, movie star. Brad Renfro was a movie star to me.
Yes.
And, yeah. So
and Renfro's passed. Yes. He was a bad addict. Was he on that movie? Could you tell that he was struggling or not yet?
Yeah, it's tremendously sad. He was 17 and had clearly been so damaged.
Yeah.
And he had a grandmother.
And a great actor.
A great actor.
Yeah.
But he would get in his own way. You know, he was a teenager. He was going through but his grandmother would sit in her trailer and smoke Virginia Slams, and she'd just collect his pay, and was never there. No one was there for this
right.
kid. And no one was there for this
right.
kid. And we all tried to kind of take him under our wing and calm him down a little bit, because he had so much bravado, so much of that.
Yeah.
And I really loved Brad. I really, I felt so bad for him. And
the craziest story, I mean, I remember, I was sober by then. And I remember that he was spotted on a raid in downtown LA.
Yep.
In what do they call that area?
Skid Row.
Skid Row.
Yeah.
Oh. And I just, for me, it was very sobering. I was like, oh yeah, I can end up there. Like people end up there.
People at that, successful people.
That's right.
Yeah,
the whole movie's built around them.
Yeah. So then Jeepers Creepers. Yeah.
I wonder if Brad's family knows that, and I mean, I'm sure they do, how beloved he was by many people. And he was a kid when we worked together. He was 17 years old, and we all kind of took him under our wing because we saw that he was in need of just like like guidance from older people. He was a very talented kid. He had a raw talent. He was a kid who was, I think, struggled with some of the things that fame brought along.
He was so good in The Client. I remember when I saw the movie. And
he was.
I remember hearing that he had never acted before. That was his first thing. And he was so natural and good. Some people just have that really natural instinct that they can just come across as being real, without any training.
And the right director would tap into that because it was real. Brad was a kid who was plucked out of a school, who was acting up in school. He was a delinquent. He was like a genuine. That's why Mally Finn was this legendary casting director who would go and look for. She would look under rocks to find people, so they weren't just polished kid actors. So that was a real discovery of Brad. Was a discovery of hers, and he came from a home that was there was a lot of struggle and dysfunction, and he ended up making all these movies and being celebrated. And I think and unfortunately he had been sober for a while, I think, and then he overdosed, which is really sad. It was a huge loss. And so I understand, Jen, that you felt like you knew him, and we all had such a positive experience on that movie. It's something I will cherish. So I'm glad you liked it. I really am.